Can you hear me?
Mine is anyway.
There we
Yes,
go.
there we go. Okay, so a couple good updates for everybody this evening. We have officially done our kickoff meeting for the Town Park project. So that happened last week on July 13th. We held the meeting with LSG, which is the contracted firm that council awarded the project to. And so one of the things I wanted to take a moment and show you this evening is that all of the information for the Town Park project and how we got to where we did and where we're going and our community updates will be found on our website. If you'll scroll back up and show how to get to it, please, from the homepage. So you'll go under the government tab on the top, and then right under town projects, you'll have Town Park, and then it'll have its own landing page. We're going to run it as a blog style. So we've put in the about the project. As we have updates come in, we will have it go through and it'll be blog style buttons to click on. We've also added in here the calendar. So our very first community meeting event that we have set, this is our meeting with the community. We're inviting members to come in, have a weigh-in decision on the ultimate design. It's really the first step in the project is on August 27th. That's a Thursday evening at 7 p.m. It'll be right here. Our contractor is going to be running the meeting, facilitating it for us. And so we are inviting council, our board, our commission, staff, all of our community members to be here and be party to it. And then our next community outreach meeting, again, trying to get more information, also hit another group of people who might not been able to come to the first one, is going to be on October 25th. It is a Sunday, but it'll be at the farmers market. It's going to have visuals. It's going to have boards that we're voting on designs that we like. So we're really trying to be at our events that we hold. We thought Haymarket Day might be a little exciting to try to also run this. And so we're really trying to get in there and have different settings, different places for the community to meet us. So if you have any questions, if there's anything you might like to see on this page, please let us know. We will keep building it out as we have updates. We will also start utilizing that town projects page for any other projects that we might have going on in town. So when the town center property, as we progress with that, this will also have its own page, how we got here, what is the plan, what's going to be happening, what's the process for the RFPs. So are there any questions on that for the moment?
I don't have a question in regards to the website, but are we also utilizing this tactic for the app?
Yes, so this will be something we'll be pushing out on the app. We'll have that on there as well. It'll also be the main link page when we share to social media that will link back to here. So we're really trying to drive all of the communication back to this website page where you're going to get the most up-to-date information. Internally, our plan is to make sure that we have an update at least every other week on the page so that it stays very fresh and active. I don't think that'll be a problem with our contractor. We talk a lot. It's very good. She keeps us organized. So I think we'll have a lot of information to push through there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Also as part of the kick, oh yes, sorry.
So in terms of redesigning the website, what else is left? Can you talk to us about?
Julia, do you want to take just a moment and talk through a little bit of the redesign? Not to put you on the spot, but you are here. Julia's been working on this. So this was a big project that we actually asked Julia to take over with Civic Plus. So she has been the one who spent the last several months going through that process. Do you want to come up here?
Sure. So like Emily said, Civic Plus was in charge of switching it over to their new site, not really redesigning it, just kind of putting all the information that we had on our last website onto this new website. So I've been taking it little by little, each section a day at a time. We've finished a lot of the pages, but we've still got a long way to go. So if council takes a couple days to just go through the website, let me know if there's things that you see that you want changed, or if there's ideas that you have. I'd love it. So we're making progress every day. Every day.
So for the most part, you are doing most of the redesign.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons I ask is I know we have allocated 50,000 for the redesign, and we've spent so far only 9,000, I think. So trying to get an idea if there is any additional cost.
I don't believe there is. I know there's some features that you can add on. I know the police department, we've talked about adding on the job feature where you can post job listings and have it directly go to whoever when they put in an application. So that might be an additional cost, but other than that, there shouldn't be.
Thank you.
It's just the widgets.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
Different widgets.
The different widgets.
All right.
I have a question back on the park. So I know you said we're not going to do anything at Haymarket Day. I agree, it's going to be crazy there. I remember how many things we were giving away, the little foam balls like crazy last year. Can we at least have the boards at Haymarket Day so people can see the boards and we can sell October 25th to them?
Absolutely, yes. So our plan and the plan with LSG has been that we'll have good visuals for Haymarket Day. We can set up at our tent, as well as flyers, advertisements, signs. It's information we're still pushing out. We're encouraging people to come. What we were worried about is if we had an entire booth set up and we expected people to engage and vote and have some meaningful conversations, that it might get lost in the excitement of the day. And so we really wanted to give it its due time. So we'll still have the information there, the visuals. We'll ask them to come back and see us on the 25th.
I think the answer should be, please come on the 25th. We can
Yes.
answer questions there.
And we still have opportunities. We can talk through if we do the surveys, not the statistically significant one, as she stated, but we'll still do some different surveys that are a little bit more organic and gathering information. They can always contact us, share information. There'll be other public meetings they can attend. So we'll also have a third date. The third date falls in the new year, and so we just haven't posted it quite yet. We're trying to get most of the current information, what's going to happen in the next 2 months up here, and kind of flowing before we start adding stuff for the new year. Yes.
Matt, go.
Couple of things. Just number one, a request in the interest of proactive communication. Are we able to reach out to the different HOA heads, the HOA presidents,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
ask them if they could post this information and post it on into their communities?
Absolutely.
Also, I know Green Hill Crossing is quite active. I certainly will put something out there. And just that will be a hot topic, but I'm sure it will be for the others as well.
Yes, and what I was hoping and wanted to discuss a little bit further, probably with council, is taking some time a little bit later in this month, early next, to do a mailer. We didn't want to send it out too early and August 27th be forgotten about. So we're looking probably a little postcard, two-sided mailer. They can scan, get to the website, but then all the information would also be on there, inviting them out, have the 2 dates or 3 meeting dates if the third is officially set in stone, have those 3 on there, where to find us, how to reach out. So we can also put that out as well.
Will we also have some signage, like especially
Yes.
up by the playground where people
Yes.
tend to congregate?
Do you guys remember a couple years back when you had started going through the master plan? You guys probably weren't sitting on council at the time, but you're going through the master plan, and then a sign got put up and it was like future community park, and it had a nice graphic. So we're looking to do a similar sign that says planning in progress. Something Prince William County does this quite often. They have one down here at Thoroughfare. But we want to put a sign up that says planning in progress, has the website link on how to get there, probably a little QR code, make it easy, scan, get there quicker, but help advertise through that method. And then it's also something we can put in our 2 message boards as well.
Do you think we'd have anything ready for summer concert?
Absolutely, yes. Julia is working on the design of that sign. It would be our hope to have it posted, if maybe the day before, but have it up by summer concert on August 15th.
Okay, and we can also utilize it for the first weekend of the month for farmer's market and have that as a talking point.
Yep, we'll have a whole series of branded signs that look and feel as we've already started advertising. So it's the brand you see, you're expecting, planning in progress.
Knew you'd be on it, but thank you very much.
Yes,
All right.
we'll get them printed as soon as we can. I assume we'll have designs submitted early this week.
Okay.
So
No?
anything
Okay.
else on the park?
Go ahead.
Okay. That was kind of the biggest update when it comes to what we've currently been working on. I wanted to reiterate from last month, the county has received the TAP grant for the funding for the Jefferson Street connection over to Somerset Crossing. So very excited about that project there. We will be meeting with the county later this week on all of the details. One of the questions, the biggest question that they will have for the town is if we're in support of it being an asphalt path, which is what they do for their shared use paths throughout the county. That would match a similar scope and style over here on north side of Jefferson. So at this time, I would recommend that we be in support of that material and that size of a path. Our upcoming business roundtable meeting, August 11th. It'll be a very busy week that week. Business roundtable, Fox 5 zip trips here, and then our summer concert. So first 2 weeks of August, we will see each other a lot, for sure. Compensation study, everybody has received their hard copy report, so that is taken care of at this time. Julia kind of already went through the website redesign. Again, we are asking when you have a little bit of free time, check it out, see if there's things that you think are missing, things that you might like on other local town websites that you think we could work in on ours. We're really going to start trying to put a lot more current information on there, but also make sure our event calendars are taken care of and updated often, and then trying to get a lot of our forms online, fillable, and able to submit electronically the best we can. So again, looking into some of those widgets, if you will. Town Center construction RFP. So I have the document back from Olan. We are getting that posted. It should be posted tomorrow. And then we will have our 30 to 45 day timeline on the request for proposals to come in. On that one, we're going to look at how that date falls within the Labor Day holiday. We don't want to be rushing proposals to be submitted right on top of that long weekend. So it will fall right before or after, depending on the times there. Happy to answer any questions on that one. Okay. Otherwise, pretty standard. We are looking at getting the old post office building contract signed here very shortly. Another working document with Olan. So we are going to be wrapping that up, and construction will be starting over there in that building very soon. Again, with our plan to have it back rented out January 1, if possible.
Thank you. Any questions? Matt?
Quick one, just because you asked about the website and we get an update on where we stand with transitioning from a .org to a .gov domain?
Yes. I'm going to look to the staff members who are working on that.
Hi, Julia.
I think Mr. Roberta owes you a lunch
But I
meeting, is
scheduled
that right?
Yes, Roberto and I are scheduling a lunch meeting to figure that out. I started trying to fill out the paperwork, the form online, and it was really confusing. Couldn't really get through. So we're going to figure it out together, and we will have an update for you at the next meeting.
And I know at a minimum, we'll need a letter from the mayor with information and kind of authorization for that process.
All right, thank you.
Anything else?
I have one general question.
Yes.
And it's just to get it back on everybody's thoughts is where do we stand on the whole getting things rewritten and adjusted so we can start getting a mural figured out in the town?
So we are working on getting a draft mural ordinance. We're trying to not reinvent the wheel and look at some other local jurisdictions that have them that we like. So one of the things is it fits in pretty closely with a sign ordinance. And so we're trying to find one that addresses more of community art and murals and doesn't delve as much into a sign ordinance. We are trying to keep them separate. The vision with the mural is more that it's community art. It is not necessarily going to be utilized in a manner where it becomes signage and it's advertising for a building. So I am trying to find an ordinance that keeps that separate. So once we do find one, we'll work with Olan get some draft edits and then bring it back. But we will work to prioritize that and bring it back at the August, what's that work session date? August, I believe it's 30th, 31st work session.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, perfect.
does that sound
Yeah,
good?
Just want to get it back in everybody's minds, that's all.
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Anything else?
The only other thing, and I don't know, I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned this just yet. We have decided on our historic ornament. That kind of jogged my memory on that one. Our historic ornament for this year will be the Winterham building. That is the one that is School of Rock, not the multi-tenant one, but the School of Rock home. That was Dr. Payne's house when he was the town's doctor. So we'll have a nice little write-up on that, and then that will be our ornament for this year, and it'll be in time for Haymarket Day.
Which is awesome.
Beautiful.
Yes.
One more thing, that reminds me, the trucks that are parked there, construction, I don't know what, is that something that's allowed?
It's an interesting parking lot. So the person who purchased that area behind School of Rock is not affiliated with School of Rock or the rest of Winterham up front. So it's a separate parcel owner, and they're affiliated with the Iceplex as well as Piedmont Tire and Auto. And so they built out that parking lot to allow for additional parking for their two businesses that often have overflow parking. So unfortunately, what we're seeing happening is there's a lot of overflow from some of the industrial use and then the upfront tire and auto facility going over there and utilizing it. I know that Lydia is keeping an eye on what's being parked there, frequency of it. We'll check back in on the, I would say, scale of the commercial vehicles that are being parked there.
Thank you. Anything else? No?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, the last item I would have is we did receive this morning a resignation letter from Councilmember Justin Baker. So that was received in effective this morning at 9:15. I have notified all of council already in a written format or a phone call. So for the record, that was received. And I would like to ask council if it is council's decision to go ahead and post the opening on social media and ask for people to put applications in, you will need to make a special appointment within 45 days.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to take us on to Roberto's report. Page 8, please.
Good evening. On page 8, the first report is part of the policy, just giving an update, a quarterly update on our investments, which are for our town accounts. I've pretty much written out the biggest change you'll see here is due to movements from our regular checking account into our higher end interest earning accounts. That $750,000 was essentially being moved over once we had a threshold of 500 in the current general operation account. I do want to note on the capital improvement, I actually just got word on Friday. You can see that account, the capital improvement account, my thought was that we would get grandfather in with our all other accounts honoring that 3.69%. They didn't at the time, but they have now corrected it. So going forward, that account does gain the same interest as all of the other accounts we have on file. I don't know if there are any specific questions on this portion of the report. More than happy to answer them.
So the capital improvement, the rate will be at 3.69.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Does anybody have any questions in regards to that? No.
Okay.
Thank you, Roberto.
Going on to the next one is our FY 2026, page 9. This is just because we're in that weird phase of working on the new budget, but still, as you guys are all aware, we have some revenue items that don't come in until the end of August. So I just want to keep track of it. Obviously, I'm keeping track of it, but I definitely want to make council aware where we'll end up. So by the last report, hopefully by the first September report, you will see the FY 2026 for the last time. And the thoughts are that by then we should fully collect any FY 2026 revenues, which will be meals tax, sales tax, and transient occupancy tax, as well as the consumer tax as well. Overall, though, FY 2026, overall, I'm happy to say that the department so far unaudited look to have come under budget, meaning that they did not overspend what was originally adopted by council for the year. So it was a great job. We're continuing to address, all the items that we need to do there, getting ready into FY 2027. Any questions on the FY 2026 budget?
It's not fully audited yet, but they're going through processes.
Correct. Right now, I'm in the phase of trying to close out FY 2026, making some adjustment entries, standard stuff before we start working on the pre-audit work for this FY 2026. Currently, the audit is on FY 2025. So, yeah.
Okay.
But still positive for the most part. It doesn't change too much. More on the back end on the pension items and some of the depreciation items. It's what they handle in the back end. We don't have it here. We won't see it in the budget, but you would see it on the net income statement or balance sheet.
Okay. And we're just looking to close out because a couple of the things are a couple months behind, right?
Correct,
Just in-
correct.
in normalcy.
Correct. And then there's some expenses that were done in June and we don't get invoices until July. So I'm still able to, correctly address them, recognize them in the correct year or month.
But from a revenue perspective, unless I'm looking at it incorrectly, it looks like we're already at 106%, even where we sit without realizing all the revenue,
Correct.
which is good. So 6% higher than.
Correct.
Okay.
And I guess I should explain on page 13, something new because we've never done it in the past. I believe this was the first budget that I had made it a point to separate our ARPA or reserve funds or anything like that in separate from our operational funds. So what you're seeing on the top of the page, that's that net ordinary income or the surplus for the year, 759, 881, 98. That is actually the operational. Then you would see, obviously, as you see them on the next other revenues, considering the ARPA funds and development funds that we did not use but have budgeted, it would bump up that number overall to 932. But I like to just make sure everyone's aware that the 759 is really what the operational budget has produced, since the other revenues and expenditures marry up each other. It's only used when we're using other funds, not the operational funds. Any questions on that?
Anything additional for Roberto?
So when it comes to the ARPA funds, eventually, between now and the end of the year, it's just going to be zero, right? If we're successful,
Yes.
that amount's going to go elsewhere, it's other line items.
So there is an update on that item. A few months ago, I think the last meeting we talked about last month about how we were informed that we still needed to make sure those funds were being spent out by the end of this year. I'm actually in the process of going back to reclassifying some of the projects with our audit team. Fortunately, our auditors have someone on site who actually is working on the audit that is really well versed when it comes to ARPA funding. So what we're going to work on now is reclassify. Even though we took the 1.7 as a one-time allowance to offset revenue loss, they still want us to go through the process and make sure that things are being expended out. With that being said, we do have the funds there. We are going to reclassify some of those matters. So we are going to be able to move these funds into a fully operational account. And then the hope is that once we reclassify this, we won't have to be so worried about meeting that December 31st, 2026 deadline, as we have already spent that and more on some of our projects, CMP infrastructures. I will be giving a report on that. I'm more than happy, though, to have any of you guys, council members, to come in and we can discuss it, or at the next finance I know Ms. Kim will be there, so we can kind of have that discussion as well too, if you guys want to get more into the details on it.
Alexander?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Um,
Yeah, but
okay, so on page 16 is the new fiscal year 2027 budget. As you guys can see right now, it's the beginning of this fiscal year and we're still collecting some of the stuff from prior. So obviously on the revenues, it's really short. It's not showing really much of an amount. But we do have expenditures. They're front loaded. The biggest ones being the general liability insurance for the town. This is a very common thing we do every year. But the biggest difference maker, if you were to go skip all the way to page 19, is that usually the town will start with a negative over 100,000, maybe 300,000 at times. But because our debt has been fully paid, we are only showing a negative 82,843. Obviously, we do have the money to cover these expenses. Majority of it, though, is due to payroll and as well as the general liability. I don't know if any specific questions on those items.
Anything, Alexander?
No,
No.
nothing.
Matt? No?
Nope.
Dave?
That's part of the course, that's the
Yeah,
normal.
It's just the beginning, right?
It is just the beginning. Yeah, it's just the beginning. And for full disclosure, we might hit it sooner, but usually around October when we get our real estate taxes and revenues is when we will begin to see that offset. Okay, if there's any questions,
Okay, thank you very
Right.
much.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that takes us through our work session agenda items, and we are scheduled to go into closed session.
Yes. I move that the Haymarket Town Council go into closed session pursuant to Virginia Code 2.2-3711A1 for a personnel matter involving the assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, disciplining, or resignation of specific public officers, appointees, or employees of the town, specifically dealing with the town manager and chief of police and the employee compensation study.
All right, I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, closed session it is. Okay. All right. So we have just come out of closed session and need to certify. Can I have a motion, please?
Sure. I move that the council certify that in the closed session just concluded, nothing was discussed except the matter or matters, one, specifically identified in the motion to convene in closed session, and two, lawfully permitted to be discussed in a closed session under the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act as cited in that motion.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Bader,
Yes.
Stella,
yes.
ENA.
Yes.
With that being said, I would ask that staff will proceed as discussed in closed session.
Council and staff.
Council and staff, yes, thank you. All right. So that's our work session. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wow, perfect.